Hi, today's lesson is about calculations using fractions. So the key thing is to have your calculators ready and we have a look at normal operations. So just a summary of a lot of the things we've talked about already. Talked about if you've got the Casio FX82, that the double box is used for showing fractions. The SD button is to convert fractions between decimals and fractions. If you're using a mixed number, you have to use the triple box, which is found using Shift and the double box. And the last one is this button is for converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions or top-heavy fractions. To find that, you press Shift SD. This is a really good page to try and summarize. Make sure you can find those buttons on your calculator. If you're using the emulator or if you have a graphics calculator, there's equivalent buttons. You're looking at using the ABC button for the fraction button, FD to convert between decimals and fractions, and to convert between improper fractions and mixed numbers, you use Shift FD as well. So really simply looking at these calculations where you're adding three fractions together and looking at finding a fraction of a number. The key thing that we need to remember is that of just means times. So whenever you see the word of, it's just 3/4 times 67. So there's a video that follows this as well.
Using operations with fractions. So first question is 2/5 plus a half minus 3/4. So first of all we type in 2/5 using double box. So 2 is the numerator, 5 as the denominator. Key thing is to press right at this point, then we press plus. Sometimes if you don't press right you end up putting the plus as part of the denominator. So again, with another fraction, so we put in a half. So 1 is the numerator. Press down for the denominator to get 2. Pressing right again. Take away another fraction, so double box. 3, down, 4. Press equals, and we have our answer. For the second question, 3/4 of 67. Key thing is of just means times. So we start with the fraction, so it's 3/4 times 67. So 3 over 4, press right, times 67. Press equals, we get our answer which is 50 1/4. If I want to change that into a decimal, I can do that. Or if I want to change that to an improper fraction, it's Shift SD to give 204. Generally with the calculators, it's a natural.
Sorry, I cut that video off. So that was the previous calculator. If you want to try it out, have a go at doing that on your own calculator. Or if you're using the emulator, open that up and have a go at completing it using these steps.
So this is calculator operations with fractions. So if we take a look, first thing is always going to run. We're going to do the calculation 2/5 plus a half minus 3/4. So 2/5, 2 ABC 5 plus 1 ABC 2 for a half minus 3/4, which is 3 ABC 4. Okay, we hit execute and we end up getting 3/20. So there's our answer. If we want to convert that to a fraction, we can hit the decimal, we can hit the FD button, and then hit it again to go back. Our second question is to find 3/4 of 67. So the key part of that is to know that of means times. So we can go 3 ABC 4 for the denominator, so 3/4 times 67 gives us the answer 201 1/4. Now, obviously, if I want to change that into a mixed number, I can go Shift FD, so that's 50 1/4. And also, if I want to change that into a fraction, I can change it into 50.25, which is 50 1/4. So doing operations on the calculator is exactly the same. You just got to be careful putting your fractions in. Don't be afraid to put your fractions in brackets, just to make sure that none of the operations happen to the numerator or the denominator. Something like that.
Okay, so that's the end of the lesson. There's a number of questions looking at using your calculator with operations. Complete those, and then don't forget to take a picture of your work.